This is episode 88 of the No BS Coaching Advice Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. I'm called the Big Game Hunter because, frankly, it started when I worked in search. I would tell people I hunt down leaders and staff. And now that I coach, I want to help you play big. I don't want you to be living small and ineffectual, dull lives. I want you to have the life that you want in all its many forms. And I'm continuing on with the format I started about 2 weeks ago with short segments. And let me just start by saying I was talking with a couple of guys recently, and one of them was talking about a disagreement he had with his wife, where she was incapacitated for a period of time, had to take over the financials, and man, he just didn't tell her that financially they were sucking wind. And it reminded me of how often guys like to think of themselves as nice guys. And don't get me wrong, ladies, you're no different. There are things you withhold from the men. But this is a nice guy scenario. And how nice is it to withhold information that's important to you or your family, you and your partner, wife, husband, whomever? How nice are you being if at one point they discover it and now they're horrified because, in effect, through the absence of the truth, you've lied? How nice were you really? Wouldn't you have been a lot better off had you told the truth from the very beginning? I know recently I had something where, while my wife was traveling, I asked her to spend a little bit less and explained why. She was great. She understood, and we could move forward. If I waited for her to get back, and she's been gone for 6 weeks and is back on at the end of this week, I can't wait to see her. But if I waited for her to get back, we'd wind up with problems. She'd be shocked, and there's no reason for that. The right person will respond in the right way. And I'll simply say, you're not being nice by not telling the truth. Have you ever seen one of those movies or cartoons where someone has a leg on one side of the cliff and another leg on the other side, and there's a chasm between the two? And what happens invariably is the two sides start pulling away, and the person's in the middle straddling both sides until they eventually fall into the abyss. Folks, a lot of you operate that way. You want it both ways. And the fact of the matter is, there comes a point where you have to commit in one way or the other. I know for me, I spent a lot of time doing recruiting. And there got to be a point where I wasn't satisfied with their career and wanted to make a transition. So I worked really hard. I got my family's buy-in on this. I did coach training, and I continued on as a recruiter. So I was putting in a lot of hours into my day doing two things, and started to build my practice after I completed training and made the commitment to go to the other side. Folks, you can't have it both ways. Eventually, you got to commit. And that's true in relationships. That's true in your business. That's true in so many different areas. Because I remember a trainer I met many years ago said, as he told his story about learning martial arts and going to his sensei and asking for permission to take a different type of martial art while he continued on with this one. And the sensei refused him. And he went to the sensei and said, "Sensei, I don't understand. Why won't you let me take this other type of martial art?" And the sensei responded with a lot of wisdom and said, "If a dog chases a rabbit, he can catch that rabbit. Have you ever seen a dog chase two rabbits? They don't catch anything." Folks, a lot of you chase two rabbits. I'm a big softie, and I stumbled into watching E.T. again for the umpteenth time. And I remember E.T., the extraterrestrial, when the movie first came out. And I started watching it about 3/4 of the way through, more than that actually, when they're trying to evade all the evil adults who want to poke and prod E.T. And they're on their bikes flying away from all the bad guys. And of course there's the goodbye scene, and this is where I'm going to lead you to with this story. And in the goodbye scene, Elliot and E.T. are saying goodbye to one another, and they have really made, for lack of a better term, a heartfelt connection. And Elliot is trying to persuade E.T. to stay with him on Earth and that he'll look out for him. But of course, this is time for E.T. to go home. And the extraterrestrial looks at him and points at his head and says, "I'll be right here," as they say goodbye tearfully. Folks, there are a lot of people who live within you. There's a lot of people who live within me. A lot of good people who've touched you, touched me, and are part of who we are today. Anytime you want to, you can take the time to connect with them, because they do live within you. They have made such an important presence in your heart. Enjoy them. They are so important to you. Take a minute, sit by yourself, and just remember those times. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, I hope you reach out to me for coaching. I also want to suggest that you think about visiting my website, nobscoachingadvice.com. I've got more there that you can watch, listen to, read, that you'll probably enjoy, and I hope it'll spark your interest and curiosity. As for coaching, reach out to me through LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Mention that you listen to the show, because I just like knowing that I'm helping folks. And I'll be back soon with more. In the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Take care.